What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary here with another video, and what I want to get into today is how I think there are some Jet fans, a portion of this fan base, is significantly underrating the Jets' upcoming schedule and talking about how this season is like, it's about to get back on track. And I hope that it does. I want to know, and I very much so hope that the Jets do get their schedule back on track. But it's not as much as a guarantee as I think some people believe. So after 5 straight losses, the New York Jets finally found themselves back in the win column after a surprising Thursday Night Football win over the Houston Texans. Now, upcoming, they have the Arizona Cardinals this upcoming Sunday, and then a week from that game is a Sunday night game against the Indianapolis Colts. And pretty much since Thursday, I've heard this narrative where it's like, oh, get to 5 and 6, and I'm back in at that point. And the get to 5 and 6 point of that conversation is just coming across this so casual, like it's almost a guarantee that the Jets are going to get themselves back to 5 and 6 and win their next 2 games, which once again, I would love for that to happen. I would be significantly more excited about this Jets season if they win their next 2 games and then coming out of the bye week have a chance to get back to 500. But the Jets only won one of their last 6 games. They just snapped a 5-game losing streak, and they lost to some pretty tough teams along the way. Start with Arizona. And while I was watching that game, and it came up a lot on Red Zone, I spent the entire day watching Red Zone yesterday. It was fantastic. I'm almost envious of people who aren't fans of specific teams and get to do that every single week. Wouldn't trade being a fan for anything. The ups and the downs is truly tremendous, but when you get a bye week or a time where you're playing on a Monday or a Sunday night or a Thursday and you get to watch the 7 hours of commercial-free football, nothing quite hits the same. But anyway, while watching, I was like, wow, the Arizona I think is going to be a lot tougher than, paraphrasing, but essentially Arizona is going to be a pain to play against next week. It's like, are we watching the same game? I was getting comments, are we watching the same game? The game I was watching, Arizona ran for 213 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Jets, I don't know how much you've watched the Jets this year, but they can't stop the run. All teams do against them is run the football, and that's just not magically going to get better overnight. So that's basically what I was referencing. In 5 of their 9 games, the Arizona Cardinals have gone for 160 rushing yards or more. They went over 200 rushing yards twice. Kyler Murray, their quarterback, is a threat with his legs. He has a good arm, but he is a rushing quarterback, and the Jets usually tend to not do as great against these mobile quarterbacks and have gotten beat on the ground this year by quarterbacks using their legs. Think Will Levis, think Drake May before he left the game with an injury. And not to mention Trey McBride has been a pest to cover, and the Jets linebacker coverage hasn't been great this year, and they're down a few safeties too. So yeah, you might feel comfortable about the Jets corners being able to handle, a Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm a little bit concerned because Arizona's offense isn't horrible. They're actually pretty good, and they have a winning record. They're 5-4. Guys, I've been using Mando for months now, and I can't recommend it enough. Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. They have a deodorant, body wash, and wipes in scents like Bourbon Leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. My favorite, the Bourbon Leather, and in the body wash form. It's my favorite thing to use when I'm in the shower. I just feel like come out feeling fresh, smell good, all the things that you want after a shower. Mando Starter Pack is the perfect item for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes. And it comes with free shipping as well. A special offer for my listeners and new customers. Get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code O'Leary at shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresh, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. I'm not saying the Jets can't go on the road and beat the Arizona Cardinals. It's the NFL. Anything's happened. Anything could happen. I don't think Arizona's this absolute juggernaut. But I'm just saying, this is going to be a tougher game than I think a lot of people are giving Arizona credit for. And honestly, I kind of feel the same way about the Colts. And they're coming off a loss and have dropped back-to-back games. But, I think they are a significantly better team with Joe Flacco at the helm. And yeah, Flacco struggled against an excellent Minnesota defense. I'm sure you remember what it was like when the Jets went up against that Minnesota Vikings defense. It wasn't well. Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks in that game. But he carved up Pittsburgh, who is a very good defense, and Jacksonville and Tennessee. I thought he put together some promising performances too. And yeah, I think the Jets pass rush should be able to get home in that game, but the key word is should. But to me, like, again, if Anthony Richardson was starting, yeah, he has his leg, he could use his legs a little bit, but the guy's completing like 40% of his passes. Joe Flacco can still push the ball down the field, and if he has time, he can make some plays. So basically, here's my point. My point is, let's see if the Jets can beat this Arizona team. First, let's take it week to week is basically the point. Let's see if the Jets can beat Arizona. If the Jets can beat Arizona, then we could start thinking about, okay, well, they stacked 2 wins in a row. Maybe we could start thinking about the Jets getting their season back on track. But after 1 win and then watching a team like Arizona run for 200 yards in a game and you're still going like, oh yeah, the Jets are going to be able to go on the road, something they don't do well, go to the West Coast, something they also don't do well, and stop the run, something they also don't do well. I hope I'm proven wrong. I really do. I hope I'm coming on Monday and going, yeah, you know what? The Jets played a really good football game, and now they're 4-6 and have a chance to get to 5-6 on Sunday Night Football. That's where I hope we are in a couple weeks, truly. But this unrivaled confidence that some of these fans have, it's like, have you not watched the first 9 games this team has played? What are we doing, guys? Come on, let's be a little bit humble and maybe give some respect to these upcoming teams. The Jets don't have this cakewalk schedule right now. You know why? Because they haven't proven it enough yet. The Jets haven't been anywhere close to consistent enough before we could talk about any team, let alone an Arizona team that's over 500 or an Indianapolis team that's hovering around 500 and be like, yeah, that's a win. We'll just chalk that one up as a win. Let's hope they prove it. Guys, I'm Matt O'Leary. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.